pizzas for $20 with the Diet Coke on the side. Do they have to put it on there? And am I going to think twice about like pepperoni's 450 calories?
Absolutely. I mean, the question is, did they write the statute narrowly enough, or is it too broad? And it sounds like, from what they're saying, that it is too broad. Yeah. If they're going to have to include it in the commercials, that's never going to happen.
It'll be the fine print that you can't see at the bottom.
Like it'll be like
those drug
commercials where they say, if you've got an elbow that hurts, take elbow this, but don't take it if your if your hair stands up straight. And there's like this long list of things that you shouldn't do. Is it going to be like that?
Have our Domino's pizza meat special more calories than you could possibly eat in a week.
Well, the problem is this is written so broadly, and so business owners are saying, rather than focus on doing what we're supposed to be doing, which was sending people pizza, especially now during the Super Bowl, what are we doing? We're trying to comply with this very ambiguous, vague law, which, by the way, has jail time. So if you don't comply, you can go to jail, which has me wondering, let me get this straight. We're releasing prisoners from Gitmo, but we're trying to jail pizza makers.
And we're decriminalizing drugs.
Okay, right. So you make a pizza, go to jail, and then you behead somebody and go to prison, go out and have fun. I think our priorities are a little cuckoo.
What about the rights of people to not, I mean, I don't want to know the calorie count of every piece of pizza or cake that I order. What about the rights of people to not know? I think they should just have it on a website. If you're that curious about...
Blissful ignorance?
Yeah, well, if you're that curious, go to the website and you can do it on your phone. Just look it up.
I'm a fan of that.
I understand that, but states do have the right to pass ordinances or laws that, in their view, protect the government, states and federal as well, that protect the public. For example, you may not want to know how fast you're driving down the highway because it scares the heck out of you, but they still have a speed limit and they still make people know what the speed limit is.
But paying you to monitor the regulations makes my price of pizza go up.
Yes.
Well, and I think about the mom and I think about the mom and pop franchises too, because I think this applies to only those that have 20 or more employees, but still, I mean, that's a small business and you're hitting them 20 or more locations.
I think it's 20 more locations, yeah.
But this hits them in kind of the sore spot because you want to make your product seem delicious.
Yeah, yes, that's true. Right. But a lot of people are. If you knew the calorie counts, I have an app on my iPhone that tells me the calorie counts of all the stuff that I eat, and I refer to it sometimes when I feel particularly guilty about how I've been eating. Right. And it's really depressing when you realize the stuff that you like to eat is more calories than you should eat in a day.
Well, but you know what? You're looking fine. We're not the verdict's in.
This group is saying that.
All right. Well, Hillary Clinton's idea of shock and awe. You want to hear about it? Well, the report that she's raising so much campaign cash, it could scare away the competition. This as she refuses to weigh in on some of the major crises facing America today. Plus, city workers in a major U.S. capital told to shut it if they have anything bad to say about the Olympics as their city bids to host the games. But what happened to free speech?
The world has changed. Clearly, it's not the 80s and the 90s anymore. When the market crashed in 2008, our clients were protected against losses. They didn't lose money. And when the stock market goes up, our clients go up with it. Their gains are locked in. And when the stock market goes down, our clients are protected and guaranteed against losses. We keep it simple. Our clients earn a reasonable rate of return, and they don't lose money.
Call or click now for your free investor's kit.
She sees the world like no one else, a unique viewpoint that goes against the norm. You want your news and politics conventional? Good luck stopping her. Kennedy, a brand new show premiering Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern on Fox Business Network.
My husband said, "You're beautiful and I love you, but I'm worried about your health and your weight. I'm worried we're going to lose you." That was my moment.
When your moment comes, you can count, track, and worry over every meal. Or you can lose weight simply with Jenny Craig. Just walk in or call. Meet your dedicated personal consultant who helps you reach your goals. Pick out delicious food and start losing now. Visit JennyCraig.com for our best offer ever.
A moment can change your whole life with Jenny Craig.
You have to have confidence on this job. Anything that takes away from that puts you at risk. I get compliments all the time. "Oh my God, I can't believe how beautiful your teeth are." My self-confidence has gone up. The smile is one of the first things that people see. I mean, I used to always smile. I would keep my lips on my teeth. My dental problem started years ago with fillings and root canals. And I was looking at some point, my teeth falling out. I had to do something. Clear Choice didn't just give me new teeth. They set me free to be who I want to be.
Join the thousands who've already set their smiles free at Clear Choice. Call or click to schedule your free consultation with our team of experts.
It was a one-day process. I would walk out with a smile the same day. The lab, the surgery, any work that you need done, it's all done at one location. They not only helped to rebuild my smile, but helped me to rebuild my self-confidence. They really set me free. I mean, look at this smile.
Don't wait another day. Call Clear Choice now.
You're driving along, having a perfectly nice day, when out of nowhere a pickup truck slams into your brand new car. 1 second it wasn't there, and the next second, boom, you had your first accident. Now you have to make your first claim. So you talk to your insurance company, and boom, you're blindsided for a second time. It won't give you enough money to replace your brand new car. Don't those people know you're already shaken up?
Liberty Mutual's new car replacement will pay for the entire value of your car, plus depreciation. Call 1-888-609-3122. And for drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. Switch to Liberty Mutual Insurance and you could save up to $423. Call Liberty Mutual for a free quote today at 1-888-609-3122. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
O'Reilly here. President Obama wants to take action against hackers, but what can be done? The president also wants Congress to declare war on ISIS or something. Finally, we'll take a hard look at the New England Patriots cheating controversy. Next factor.
It's Empire Today's huge $99 room sale. Carpet, hardwood, and laminate, $99 a room when you pay for padding and installation.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Ring, ring.
Progresso.
It's okay that your soup tastes like my homemade.
It's our slow-simmered vegetables and tender white meat chicken.
Apology accepted. I'm watching you, soup people.
Make it Progresso or make it yourself.
Welcome back to Outnumbered. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is ramping up a possible 2016 campaign, but at a paid speech last night, she dodged a lot of questions on Iran sanctions. She said that she takes the same position as President Obama. She wouldn't say what she would do differently than the president when it comes to working with Congress, and on the controversial Keystone Pipeline, she only offered this.
You won't get me to talk about Keystone because I have steadily made clear that I'm not going to express an opinion. This is in our process, and that's where it belongs.
Meantime, there are reports Hillary is getting ready to launch the fundraising equivalent of, quote, shock and awe to scare away any potential competition. What about that competition, Judge Alex? This seems like a coronation, doesn't it, on the Democratic side?
It's always seemed like a coronation when it comes to Hillary. I mean, she just...
Or the Democrats, period.
Well, that's actually true. I don't know who is going to give her any run for the money. I don't really think that... I heard Biden is considering jumping into the race, but I have a feeling that that's just talk so he can get some kind of Secretary of State position or something like that to not become another challenger. I don't think Hillary's getting any opposition. The fact that she won't talk about topics is really just the same for every politician. I mean, whether Republican or Democrat, they don't want to ruin their chances of getting the primary nomination, so they just stay the course when they're ahead and they avoid all the hot topics until they have to in a debate.
You know, she really does need to put distance between herself and President Obama, Rachel, but she can't, because last time she darted to the middle too soon and allowed that vacuum for President Obama to come in. She needs to shore up that leftist base that's very unhappy with her, although I actually bet she wishes she could come out and endorse the pipeline or something so popular.
Well, I think tactically, I think it's smart. It's really early. There's no need for her to do it. But on the other hand, you know, get out there and lead. I mean, if you show your cards, show where you stand. I think that this caginess shows weakness on her part. I think, you know, she should lay it all out there. But
can she lay it all out there, though, Kimberly? I mean, she really has to dial it back.
Sight if she lays it all out there. I'll leave it at that. I mean, look, she's got to raise the money so she can really hoard off, like Elizabeth Warren. Biden, you know, who knows? But Elizabeth Warren was standing up there, like, salivating clap track every time when the president was speaking. A lot of his populist followers, the far left, really love her and her ideas. She's the fresh face. She's the Barack Obama. Hillary, we know. We've tried it. We've test drove the car. We know her record. She's got her fair share of scandals and problems. But Mama's got cash. She can raise the money, and Bill will be out there supporting her. So it's sort of like the two for the price of one. Sometimes America likes a bargain like that. But do you want them? She's got 30 years as a politician. It's a lot of history, a lot of mistakes, a lot of gaffes, and statements on the record that she's going to have to contradict.
I mean, Harris, she's triangulated many times like her husband has. I mean, they have black belts in triangulation. She can't take zero positions. She eventually is going to have to weigh in at some point. But we talked about this yesterday. She is really in a tricky position after the State of the Union.
Well, you know what? She doesn't have to take a position until she says she's going to run. She really doesn't. And we've seen what happens. I mean, she was practicing last year, and you play like you practice, so she decided she better not play. Because the practice was so dismal.
Was not good.
With the book rolling out and all the gaffes, and we were broke when we left the White House, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, so she really doesn't have to say much, and she knows that. So now she has to use the discipline. Right? But, I mean, really, what Kimberly said, though, is so true. Who's going to challenge her and have that much money? Who's got the pockets to do that?
But who wants to give all the money to somebody who steps out, as you say, on her practice run and is so bad? I mean, there's a double thing going on here. I mean, on the other hand...
Problem is the polling. She's still the one that beats all the Republicans in the lineup thus far, but there's room in their polling.
The money will follow the...
But eventually she has to declare. She can't run the clock out for much longer. That's what I'm saying. She can only plead the Fifth for a couple more months.
Well, we'll see. You know, so we're talking about zip it, and that's what she's chosen to do. Let's carry on that theme. If you work for the city of Boston and you don't like the city bidding to host the 2024 Olympics, you better zip it. That's because the city's mayor, Martin Walsh, just signed a deal with the U.S. Olympic Committee that bans city workers from bad-mouthing the Olympics. For his part, the mayor says no city employee will ever be punished if they speak out against the Beantown bid. Nonetheless, the decree is not sitting well with civil libertarians who are calling it unconstitutional. Are they right?
Yes, probably they are. And the reason is, you know, the First Amendment protects you against government action. If you criticize something, you can't get arrested for it by the government. But it doesn't protect you against private action. You could get fired by your employer. But what happens when the government is your employer? That's where it starts getting really dicey. And the Supreme Court hasn't gone so far as to say you're protected, you know, when you're an employee for the government, you can say whatever you want. They don't say that, but they look at what the speech is. If the speech is something that they consider to be of public concern, then you have First Amendment protections, and they apply a balancing test where they say, okay, we're balancing your rights to speak about something that is of public concern against the government's right to keep an efficient workplace as an employer, and they make a determination on whether or not it violates that. This is not something that's going to be enforced. And the mayor has made it clear.
Well, he's already said he's not going to enforce it.
The mayor made it clear. This is a statement.
So is that a breach of contract since he said he would?
That's for him.
I mean, could the Olympics just say no, you know?
But the Olympic Committee requires every city to tell their employees this. Don't criticize the Olympics.
You know, Rachel, I'm curious, though, because what if your kind of objection about having the Olympics in your town is that, well, we don't have enough parking spaces? I mean, what if there's like a legitimate reason why you wouldn't want to have it?
Or what if could there be a slippery slope, Judge? I mean, could he now, because he put that in, could he then say, you can't say anything bad about the mayor? Or you can't, I mean...
No, what I was saying was, yes, this would probably be unconstitutional because the Olympics would be a matter of public concern.
Right.
So the employee would have a right to criticize them, and that's probably why he's saying we're not enforcing it. So this is something that would not hold up if he tried to enforce it. So
why is he putting it in there?
Well, they're
he's required
hoping
to by the
people,
Olympic
and
Committee.
he's hoping that people aren't going to say anything negative about it. But the bottom line is, if you're having a meeting in the ladies' room and you want to talk about, whoa, this is going to be horrendous, there's going to be no parking at the mall, whatever, if the Olympics come, you can say that.
I hate to tell you, but the worst thing you can do is tell people of Boston you can't talk about this.
And they're like,
I'll show you what I'm going to talk about.
Although, if there's city workers and they're complaining about having to do additional work because of the Olympics, I'm wondering if they're really good employees to begin with, right? Ooh. Oh, this means more work for me. They're probably the ones who are taking those extra bathroom breaks and smoking.
It's good of you to point that out because that's where it starts really becoming hairy. If somebody's complaining about the extra hours, it's not really a public concern issue.
Yeah.
And they might get fired and it might be upheld.
Because I think it does point to maybe a laziness issue or a quality of their job performance.
All right. Well, for the record, we love the Olympics.
Love it.
And if we didn't, I guess we wouldn't say it? I don't know. President Obama is standing by his promise to close Guantanamo Bay. Did you hear it? He mentioned it during his State of the Union address on Tuesday. But many of the remaining prisoners, I should say, are considered too dangerous to release. Well, we know that. So what should the U.S. do with those people? And Target igniting a debate over whether overweight people should be a protected class after the retailer moved to sell plus sizes of new clothing online only. Keep your big self a secret, I guess? Oh my God.
Hi, I'm William Devane. You've heard me talk about how smart it is to buy silver. Well, there's a growing demand for silver around the world, and right now silver is very affordable with room to grow in value. So don't miss out. I buy my silver from Roslyn Capital. Buying silver has been an important way to accumulate wealth for thousands of years, and a great way to start investing. There are silver coins, silver bars, and even full bags of silver, and Roslyn has them all. And with Roslyn, you're always guaranteed the best prices, the fastest shipping, and the best customer service around. I like that, and so will you. So when it comes to buying gold or silver, call Roslyn Capital. What's in your safe?
Call now to get a free gold kit, silver kit, IRA transfer kit, and free safe to store your gold. Call 800-630-8900, 800-630-8900, 800-630-8900.
I'm excited to march today in the parade.
I'm here because my dad's in the Wounded Warrior Project.
I was invited by the Wounded Warrior Project. This is the first time I've ever participated in a veterans parade, ever.
Many of our warriors are returning home from the battlefield, only to face a new war, as they struggle with devastating injuries. At Wounded Warrior Project, we understand. We're there to help.
In 2007, I was hit with an IED blast, suffered traumatic brain injury.
Your life changes. You're just not the same person that you were. When I reached my lowest point, it got really bad. I lost my family. I went from suicidal to I wake up now with a purpose.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you can join Wounded Warrior Project. You'll help provide critically needed programs and services that rebuild lives.
They do so many good things for not just the soldiers, but for the soldiers' families.
The Wounded Warrior Project, to me, means everything for myself as well as my family.
Walking in the parade wasn't just a celebration for me, it was a victory.
The ongoing needs of our wounded and their families will continue for many years to come. Call now or go online with your gift of just $19 a month, and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
It doesn't matter what your problem is, they're always there for you. The Wounded Warrior Project's made a huge difference in my life.
It makes us feel like we're appreciated. Every little bit helps.
To the people who donate, I just want to say thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Call or go online right now.
How would you like to lose 5 pounds your first week plus an inch off your waist?
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus Kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week plus 1 inch off your waist or your money back guaranteed.
I'm Marie, and I lost 50 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of specially selected meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes free, and 1 week of Craving Crusher shakes free.
I'm Dan Marino, and I lost 22 pounds.
Act fast and get the all-new NutriCurb free. Introducing NutriCurb, a great way to control your appetite while you lose weight. NutriCurb works with your body's own appetite control mechanism to delay hunger signals to your brain. So instead of just feeling full, with NutriCurb, you feel less hungry in the first place.
Today is the day. Grab a phone and call now.
Call now, 877-951-THIN, and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
A move by Target is sparking debate over civil rights and overweight people. The retail chain recently announcing one of the clothing lines it will carry will only offer plus sizes online. Critics have slammed that decision, saying it treats overweight people like second-class customers. Target defending itself, saying, quote, "We're offering plus sizes on Target.com because Target.com gives us an opportunity to try different things. It affords us the opportunity to be flexible in terms of our assortment and also keeping in mind the last time we offered plus sizes in a designer collaboration, it didn't work." But one blogger for the legal site Above the Law is now asking if it's time to make overweight people a protected class, making it illegal to discriminate.